J-E-T-S! Stop!
Oh, there's a goal!
I'm calling both games.
No matter what they do, the Jets cannot escape their stereotype. Their offseason may have been focused more on solidifying an underwhelming offensive line, but it still has questions. Will pissing off their best defensive asset in Jamal Adams have potential repercussions due to his trade? How will George Fant convert to blindside tackle? Is Mekhi Becton ready for a starting role? Will this line mesh enough for Le'Veon Bell to fully use his greatest strength and vision? The other big question is with Mono Man himself. Sam Darnold has shown flashes of brilliance followed by some of the most baffling decision-making in recent memory. Will the real Darnold please stand up and stay away from the bars this year? The only shots I want to see are deep throws to his receivers. Here is the ageless Frank Gore for moral support. The Jets were pissed off before the season started. They felt like they were being slighted by the pundits and fans alike. They are going to make serious noise this season, you know? Well, they were right. They stumble around and break a bunch of precious artifacts in fine china. No answers for Josh Allen or any part of Buffalo's offense. Incredible offensive ineptitude on their own. Sam Darnold deciding it would be a great time to both make boneheaded decisions and have his receiving core develop the dropsies. Everything this franchise touches turns to absolute shit, and this game was the textbook display of it. They have a new offensive line, you say? Let it be out-muscled at every turn. Imagine being a fan of a team that pisses off every elite talent it somehow develops. The Jets make it too goddamn easy to make fun of them. With the lack of preseason among other factors, there are significantly more player injuries due in part to poor game conditioning. Practice can only do so much, but you know what that means for us. The debut of the Injury Bowl! Our first participants in this brutal battle of attrition are the 49ers and Jets. New York is not only dealing with injuries to the majority of their receiving core and Le'Veon Bell, but are playing without a head coach due to the dreaded ailment that is Adam Gase. It will prove to be an easy win for San Francisco because the Jets themselves have been a broken franchise for many years. However, the Niners didn't just win this game, but they also won the Injury Bowl convincingly. Let's start with George Kittle and others being out before the game. And keep the conga line going. Nick Bosa out for the year. Solomon Thomas copy-pasting Bosa's injury. Raheem Mostert running to the injured list. Tevin Coleman following right behind him. Jimmy Garoppolo dealing with a high ankle sprain. And the coup de grace. The team's MRI truck breaking down. You thought it was just training camp where you were injured to hell? Oh no, sir, this is just the beginning of your tribute to the gods. Folks of the paying audience, the brilliance of Adam Gase. Is Sam Darnold seeing ghosts? Or is that just the blue uniforms of the Colts mixing with the lighting of Lucas Oil Stadium? That's the question that will be bugging me for the longest time. As you witness such offensive genius, here are 2 pick sixes by Darnold. He's still producing points. That's the genius of it. The brilliance of Gase also goes to the defensive side of the ball, where the Jets couldn't stop a leaf from blowing even in prevent defense. See, the Jets and football are a strange combination. They don't really mesh together, but they just begrudgingly tolerate each other. You can see it in the results. This is a special game in the NFL world. In the beginning, both teams were so dead on the inside that there was a true injury bowl. It gets better. The Broncos are officially starting Brett Rippon. If that's not a sign of throwing in the towel, then the Jets aren't brilliant in their incompetence. It's a 2-for-1. An injury bowl and the inaugural Tank Bowl. There will be consequences for more brilliant failure from the Jets. If they lose this game, there's a slight chance Adam Gase will be fired. Every Jets fan is now praying for Denver to pull out an improbable win. I personally am as well. Unfortunately, Sam Darnold disagreed. The beatings will continue until morale improves. I meant that for Darnold as well as the fans. Rippon's game plan was kept simple. Throw to whomever Pierre Desir is covering. He is a mask that cannot cover, a truly useless asset. Then Rippon tried pretending it was his Uncle Mark and gifted Desir a pick 6. A blind mask sometimes finds the droplet. To think that a defense that generated 3 interceptions, tried to kill every single player on the Broncos, and had endless personal foul penalties was still held back. By whom, you ask? None other than the offensive genius known as Adam Gase, that's who. His play calling in the red zone, and after being gifted golden opportunity, screamed of a man either too inept to coach or one begging to get fired for the severance. It happened. The Jets lost to the equivalent of an FCS team. Incredible. Darnold will most likely be hunted as well, but this wasn't his fault. Gase is trying to fucking kill him. Jesus, at least let Greg Williams have that honor. The Jets are such great sports they're trying to kill Rippin on the final few plays as well. And you wonder why Vic Fangio has no respect for this fucker. The firing Adam Gase. Your team's pathetic. Jets fans, do you want to die yet? Because this newest news will make you want to go even further into the ground. Sam Darnold was successfully killed by Gase. Your new quarterback is the elite complement to his brilliance. Joe Flacco. Even in his twilight, the checkdowns will flare until the end of time. So what this means is that Arizona just has to stand there and watch the Jets try to out-genius themselves at every angle. Kyler did what he usually does and allows the Cardinals to sit back and enjoy what is equivalent to a free win. The Jets look even shittier than before, and now they get the worst start they've had since 1996. Some great organization you have, boys.
Guess what, boys and girls? It's not just the Mets that are bringing the laughs. JJ Arcega-Whiteside, you can breathe easy. The butt fumble is the king of the laughter. Their saga with Le'Veon Bell has been one of the butt-fumbliest butt fumbles to have ever been butt fumbled. They signed him to a huge contract only for the head coach to hate him from the moment he signed. Le'Veon is borderline sabotaged as LOL Jets runs wild throughout MetLife. Check out this stat line. 17 games played, his longest rush being 19 yards, no 100-yard games, 4 touchdowns. Incredible robbery by a running back with a ton of warning signs heading into free agency. Every month or two he's rumored to be traded, but they can't because who wants to pay $15 million for a running back that isn't performing? The Jets will need to think hard about this one.
They cut him? Jets! What the hell are you doing? It's a horrible contract, but you don't do this shit until the offseason.
I don't care if Jets fans get tired of it. You are a butt fumble. Contract this fucking team. Bring back the New Jersey General. Fuck, even Donald Trump could run a football team better than these clowns. At least he cared about the on-field product in the USFL. Fucking hell.
It doesn't just stop there. Sam Darnold is being ruined like Fred Wilpon touching a beauty queen. Adam Gase is still here. That's it, it's so bad that Adam Gase being here is a strike against the team. Jamal Adams did the wise thing and fled while he still could. Things are so dire in North Jersey that they'll be begging for Leon Hess and Rich Kotite. When the bottom has been reached, they go even lower. That's why the Jets have usurped the title of and are deservedly the lol cow of the week.
Jets, please never change. The New York Jets. That is all. This franchise is so embarrassing that no adjective can properly describe the depths of how low they can go. There was that whole Le'Veon Bell fracas earlier in the week. Afterwards, Greg Williams is pissed that he can't put a bounty on the coach and chucks him under a raging fire. I wouldn't be talking with how shit your defense is, Greg. Not with a bunch of angry Dolphins coming to destroy you all. Oh no. They found out that their old coach that oppressed them is here. Oh my god. They're putting holes in him that I didn't know even existed. The absolute horror I'm witnessing from this attack will require years of therapy to undo. Even the butt fumble isn't enough to describe them. Not for this. We need something new. Something that can inspire many memes for years to come. There it is. The second buttception. The greatest contribution the Jets have made to the NFL in several years. I wonder if this is the brilliance that Adam Gase exudes from every pore. Extend this man pronto. The meme powers inside of him are exorbitant. The Buffalo Bills have shown some mighty cracks in their toughened exterior these past few weeks. The complete inability to generate any sustained offense should be a cause of great concern for the team. Against any normal foe, the Bills would probably be suffering a humiliating loss. Fortunately for them, this is not the case. They are playing the Jets. Anything resembling competent football immediately goes out the window. Even with Adam Gase giving up play calling, his genius still exudes from the on-field product. The New York offense is now being summoned by the Anti-Defamation League due to how offensive it is to witness. Even as the Bills can do nothing but kick field goals, it will be the Jets' death today. And all for what could be the worst point differential in the NFL's sordid history. Hey, somebody had to take the mantle since the Whoopons are leaving as this city's clown show. I'm glad it's you. The New York Jets. They are a bye week at this point in time, especially for groups like the Kansas City Chiefs. To them, this is like facing off against an undermanned JV squad in Maine. There is no chance for the opposition. Patrick Mahomes will dissect that which they call a secondary without a sweat. The relentless march to 0-16 glory continues on for the butt fumble. If Trevor Lawrence cared about his NFL future, he would do everything in his power to not come here. He will die if he does. Even claiming they have COVID will not save them from a horrible fate. That's how bad it is here. The Jets are awful, and New England hasn't been shy about admitting that they suck this season. It's more New York, but this is a tank ball. Patriots in a tank bowl. I never thought I'd see the day. They won't even get the privilege of having fans in their stadium to embrace the suck this year. To be completely honest, I wouldn't bother trying to with the shit they're doing here. New England is losing to the Jets. And not just by a point or two either, it's pretty convincing. Something about Joe Flacco playing the Patriots unlocks his elite talent. It's a long shot for them at this point, but there's a chance New England can start a new dynasty in Tank Bowl. Oh right, this is the Jets. Nothing ever comes easy for this franchise, and that includes their endless quest to ruin newly drafted quarterbacks. Throughout the second half, they would outright implode on the football field. Cam Newton had minimal resistance as LOL Jets would reign supreme at MetLife. Just like raising a Jets fan, there would be nothing but abuse. The Patriots win and keep their playoff hopes alive. Jets fans celebrate and gain false hope that their shithole organization won't utterly ruin whomever they draft. Everyone else is livid because they can't dunk on a former dynasty. The New York Jets, everyone! In 2016, the Chargers ruined an imperfect season by their tremendous ineptitude. Can they do it again? This is a very special Tank Bowl. No, it's not happening. The Jets are the Jets are the Jets. All that LA needs is Justin Herbert to literally carry them on his increasingly strengthened back. The god-awful nature of LOL Jets will do the rest. You know what would be funnier? Having a key piece of the opposing offensive attack being a guy you cut earlier in the year. He didn't do much, but it's still ironic. Despite trying to allow New York back in the door, the Los Angeles Herberts do not repeat the same mistake. They allow the Jets to maintain the winless dream. And you know what else that means? New York is an imposter. Get the hell off the ship. So much for my vacation. The guy conscripted for this one bailed on me. I don't blame him. Would you want to recap the Jets? Perhaps I will make this one a collaborative effort like Adam Gase does offensive play calling. This segment is now as ruined as Sam Darnold's development under this regime. As Woody Johnson enjoys tea time playing pretend inept bureaucrat overseas, the quest for imperfection lives on. Miami gets a free win for 7-4. Hold on a second, did I say that correctly? Vegas, this is as easy as a win as you're going to get. Really, Adam Gase? You fucked up Sam Darnold's development? No shit. I couldn't tell from how the opposition is allowing him to generate momentum for the offense. Are you for real, Raiders? You're supposed to be playoff contenders. When you're allowing a winless team to keep pace with you? Once again, this shouldn't even be a game. The defensive plan for Darren Waller is to let him have carte blanche. They will just let Darren walk all over them, yet the New York Jets are leading a game deep into the fourth quarter again. Vegas tries to score a touchdown late, but they are unsuccessful. The world begins to cackle, but to the Jets, this is disastrous. Do they know the consequences of winning? To rob them of another great quarterback to ruin? The genius coaching staff must do their part to maintain the tank.
Jets coming. Carr put some air under it. Wide open is Rhodes for the touchdown.
A cover zero all-out blitz. Against a team with no timeouts and 15 seconds left. When they were up by 4. They had a fucking rookie corner one-on-one against one of the fastest players in football. The guy bit on a fake to the underneath route. That's the play call? How the fuck does Greg Williams still have a job in the NFL? If that play wasn't designed to deliberately tank, he should have been fired long before this. You know what? Keep going. Make Adam Gase the GM as well. It's the only option to embrace such a wonderful disaster, and it would be very on brand. Gather round, everyone, and witness the lol cow of the week. We have 3 nominees this time around, and they are Emmanuel Duron, A high school football player disqualified from a game. With his stealth powers, he bull rushes the field and blindsides an official. For his bravery, he was arrested on assault charges and his school district withdrew the team from the playoffs. Was it worth it? Greg Williams. For his tank-saving buffoonery disguised as a cover zero all-out blitz with 15 seconds left. Sad part is that he probably wasn't even trying to tank. His play call was just trash. And the Chargers special teams unit. Oh, they're special, alright. Special needs. In all aspects, just outright incompetent against the Patriots. And they've been this way for many years. So in this case, this week's winner is none other than Greg Williams, the fantastical tank commander. He sacrificed himself to save the Jets' hopes of destroying another prospect. Well done, soldier. Now never come back to this league again. The New York Jets. Every week is something fantastically awful to witness. The Seahawks figured that losing to one bad New Jersey-based team was enough. This game, predictably, was never close. It just reinforced both the imperfect season and Seattle's division hopes. Jets, may I suggest one thing? Market yourself as a comedy act. I'm dead serious when I say this. With how awful modern comedy is these days, you'll be the funniest thing shown in mainstream media. Hell, I'm in stitches every time I have to witness your games every week. This is a professional football team? These fuckers had us all realize that Geno Smith is still in the league. And he led his team to as many points as the Jets had. How's that for humor? The New York Jets. No matter what you hope from them, they will fuck everything up. When they need to win, they lose. When it's in their best interest to lose, they win. A shitshow franchise with next to no talent and a suicidal desire to remain a laughingstock for years to come. It continues here. Rams. What the fuck was that? Can you gain some fucking consistency for once in your goddamn lives? You'll completely dominate teams one week and then shit the bed against one of the worst teams in football's recent memory. Why are you treating the ball like an immovable object? The Rams are considered to have an upper echelon defense after crushing the Patriots. Really? Upper echelon? When you can't even stop a totally broken Sam Darnold? How in God's name were the Jets up by 17? They were begging you to come back and win, but you had to keep getting in your own way. Now the worst case scenario has happened for both teams. The imperfect season lies dead. You know something? I had a feeling the Jets would win one random game they shouldn't have been competitive in. I just didn't think it would be this one. Figured LA was going to be too focused on trying to keep pace with Seattle. But they flopped so hard that they allowed the Jets to not only win, but potentially butt-fumble their entire tank. Yes, Jets, you have won the battle, but may have lost the war. Thanks to tiebreakers, Jacksonville now holds the #1 pick in the draft. You have to hope they randomly win a game soon, and it doesn't look like they're keen on that happening. Dreams of Lawrence fade for the grim reality of the killing fields. It's so on brand, it's not even funny. Rams, delete your franchise immediately. You have shamed yourselves greatly with this loss, and no one will take you seriously from this point forward.
If you get the opportunity, you should kill yourself.
You saw Denver without a quarterback. You saw the Giants without a play caller. You saw the Ravens without a team. But now we get a new participant in the COVID sweepstakes. The Browns are now down a majority of their wide receivers due to contact tracing. Thank God they're playing the Jets. As long as the team doesn't do anything stupid, they should win this... Browns? What the hell are you doing? You have two of the best running backs in the game. Why are you trying to get too cute with the play calling? Baker throwing over 50 times without most pass-catching targets? I know the Jets can zone in on the run, but it's the fucking Jets, man! We're not dealing with an elite core! What the fuck happened? Even the defense is getting iffy and can't hold against them. Parkey is still doinking. The Jets are leading again. In a game Cleveland kinda needs to win. They're at least coming back, but this is deeply disturbing to see. Hasn't this fan base suffered enough?
Mayfield on the move. Franklin Myers on the side. The ball is loose and rolls. Looks like it's recovered by the Jets.
I guess not. Cleveland now gets misery and doubts facing Pittsburgh next week. The Jets, however, are the biggest losers. Thanks to these meaningless wins the past few weeks, they lose out on Trevor Lawrence. Jacksonville, congratulations! You are the official winners of the 2020 Tank Bowl! All it took was 14 straight losses and the greatest QB prospect since Luck is yours. Now don't ruin him, or else I will hunt you all down. I mean it too. All that's left for the Patriots are bragging rights. The first time where they won't be moving on in over a decade, but at least they have one thing that they can hang their hat on. Dunking on the Jets. Yes, it is a tradition that has been cherished for a very long time. The gold standard of the Boston teabagging. Cam Newton will probably be gone in the offseason, but he at least gets to leave New England and maybe the NFL on a high note. For Sam Darnold, just more of the same frustrations that have ruined him as a top prospect. Don't worry, Sam. You're probably going to be traded for a third-round pick this offseason. You're going to be free from Gase. That's a win in my book. The final sacrifice must be permanent. Let us remember those we have lost on Black Monday. Oh my god, the terrible hire we all knew was going to be terrible from the moment he was hired was terrible. How unbelievably shocking. My question is, what the hell did the Jets see from him during his awful stretch in Miami? Dude, I should have offered my consulting services in that coaching search. I'd have just said to the Johnsons, this guy sucks, don't hire him. Boom, where's my payment? It was a mess from the beginning. Terrible offensive execution, completely misusing Le'Veon Bell from day one, malicious and power-hungry, ruining Sam Darnold. So much for the genius at work. He's down there with Rich Kotite in Jets infamy. I'm going to put it this way. If I'm sitting alone at a bar watching football, Gase should be a few seats next to me. That's how little I think of him as a coach. Dude, I wouldn't trust this so-called genius with high schoolers. Yet he'll get another job in football because it's a who-you-know industry. Yes, I am bitter about this. I personally can't think of a more fitting way to end this video than with a musical montage.
My little dog Spot got hit by a car. Hubba, 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 hubba. Put his guts in a box and put him in a drawer.